how's it going? Cesar Rodriguez here, and what we're gonna do in this video is we're gonna have a little fun with objections. So I have this friend, Andrew, who actually gave me 4 objections that he wanted answers to. And what I decided to do is, instead of just answering these questions that many people struggle with here in network marketing, I actually wanted to put a little spin on it and share it with you and have a little fun with it, just so you can kind of understand the different ways that you can actually handle objections. Now, I'm not saying the way that I'm going to answer these 4 objections is the way to handle these objections. It's just a way or a variation, and maybe it'll just open your mind up to the different types of approaches that you can take for some of these common network marketing objections. So let's get into it. I'm going to go ahead and read off these 4 questions or objections, and then I'm going to answer them, and I'm going to give you my variation and how I would answer it with this particular person. Okay, so the first question is, if I join, how quickly will I make my money back? Is this a pyramid scheme? Question number 3, do you have a system where I don't have to talk to people? And question number 4, is there a free membership? So have you ever had any questions like that came at you? So one quick tip when it comes to objection handling is it's really important to factor in as much as you possibly can about that person and their situation and their background, maybe what they do for a living, their personality. You want to take all that information and then factor it into your answers and use it if possible. So in the spirit of that, I'm going to give you a little information about Andrew, and we're going to make him the skeptical prospect asking these questions, okay? So a little bit about Andrew. He's actually a former hockey player. So he played in college. I believe he even played professionally. He's a total stud. He makes a lot of money doing what he does. He actually has a job where he is over a sales force of some kind. So he's kind of like a sales director or something of that nature. But he's not just really stern and aggressive. He's actually pretty loose and fun, and kind of the type of guy that you could poke around with a little bit and be sarcastic with. He's got a great sense of humor. So these are the things that I know about him. So if we were to make him the prospect that was asking these questions, here's how I would answer them. Question number 1, if I join, how quickly will I make my money back? Well, Andrew, I guess the first question I would have for you is, how quickly would you like to make your money back if we took you on board? Now he's going to give an answer, and he might say, oh, I'd like to make it back in a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever. And say, okay, great. Well, Andrew, are you willing to put in the work and follow the system that we would lay out for you in order to do that? Yes or no? And if he says yes, say, okay, great. Well, then that's how quickly you'll probably make your money back. All right, is there anything else you need to know before we get started? And if he says no, sign here. So that's as simple as that one was. All right, question number 2, is this a pyramid scheme? Well, Andrew, I guess probably my question for you would be, what exactly is your definition of a pyramid scheme? And then he's going to tell me, and he might say something. Most of the times when you ask this question, people say, oh, it's like one of those things where, you have to recruit a whole bunch of people to make money, and only the people at the top make all the money. And, and if he gave any type of answer like that, I would say, okay, well, if that's your definition of a pyramid scheme, I guess this is not, because you actually don't get paid for recruiting people into this business. You don't have to. Actually, we have people that make 6-figure incomes just selling our products. So I guess by that definition, we're not a pyramid scheme. And no, you don't actually have to recruit other people to join your team. But if in the process of you selling our products, you happen to really enjoy what you're doing and you're making some money, and you decide that you want to pay it forward and help other people the way that I'm helping you by offering you an opportunity to get involved, so that other people could start also making money and potentially buying their time freedom back and walking away from their jobs. If that's a gift that you decide to bestow on anyone else, well, then that's definitely an opportunity that you can go ahead and look into, because we don't prevent anyone from building an organization or building a team. It's completely optional. But hey, you already run a sales force, so you already know what it's like to have a little bit of leverage and have a lot of people selling out there and making money, while you also are rewarded for helping those people to make money. So we definitely do have that side and that opportunity within our company as well, but it's totally optional. You don't have to participate in it whatsoever. Does that answer your question? Great. I'm glad that you now see that we're not a pyramid scheme by your own definition. Check. All right. Question number 3. Do you have a system where I don't have to talk to people? Well, Andrew, actually, it's kind of interesting that you say that, because we do. And matter of fact, we have people who are deaf with our company who can't talk to people, and they're still successful and they still make money. So yes, Andrew, we actually do have a system where you don't have to talk to people per se if you don't want to or you can't. However, I would, and most people would agree that that's a huge advantage. Everyone who's deaf would probably look at you funny and say, well, man, that's this guy's really not using all the faculties and tools available to him. Well, I mean, that's up to you if you don't want to. You can always communicate with people through text message, through Messenger. You could leave voice messages if that's not too much for you. But you know, what I would say is most people prefer to talk to people because it's just a lot faster form of communication. I mean, how long does it take you to shoot out a text versus, dropping a voice message or just picking up the phone and calling someone? And most people appreciate it when you take time to answer their questions like I'm doing with you right now. Now, let me ask you a question, Andrew. I'm actually taking the time to talk to you a little bit right now to answer your questions. And do you appreciate the fact that I'm actually choosing to do that and taking just a few moments out of my schedule to answer your questions to help you feel comfortable to make a decision that's best for you? Do you appreciate that? Do you appreciate that about me? Oh, you do? That's great. Well, let me ask you something. Do you like to be appreciated? You do? Great. So if it meant picking up the phone to maybe answer someone's question who was right on the verge of making a life-changing decision, would you be opposed to that if you knew that they would appreciate it? No, of course not, because you want to be appreciated. Well, that's fantastic. I'm glad that you actually do like helping others because that's what this business is about. And I'm glad that you like to be appreciated because honestly, I think we all do. Am I right? Yeah, we do. Awesome. Sounds good. Well, is there anything else you need to know before we get started? Boom. Question number 4, is there a free membership? So basically he's asking if he can get in for free. So here's how I'd handle that. Well, Andrew, we actually don't have a free membership. We don't call them memberships, but we do have a free position. And being a former hockey player, I'm sure you'll be able to appreciate this. We actually have 2 positions that are available with our company. Number 1 is the position of player, and the second position is the position of spectator. And that's the free position that you're currently enjoying. It doesn't cost you anything to watch. It doesn't cost you anything to watch us travel the world, achieve financial freedom, have time freedom, walk across stage, winning awards, and having our team all win with us. It's always free to watch. But as you know, being a former hockey player, the real money, the real glory, it's done when you're a player. It's when you're out there on the ice. It's when you're out there winning and you've got a team that's winning with you. That's where the big money's made. And that's the reason I reached out to you, brother, because hey, listen, I know you're doing fantastic over there with your job, but at the end of the day, I also know that you're a player. And I know you probably wouldn't want to sit back and watch while we all crush it and we win when you have everything that it takes to be successful here, but you're just missing the right opportunity, the right coaching, and the right team. And that's why I chose to reach out to you to offer you the opportunity to take a look at what we're doing. Because if we choose to take you on board, this team, I really have a good feeling that you'd like being a player here and making some money. And Andrew, at the end of the day, this is why I reached out to you, my man, because I believe in my heart that you're a player and you're not a spectator. And yes, it costs some money to be a player in this game, but at the end of the day, being a free spectator could actually cost you more than you could possibly ever imagine. Because the people that watch other people achieve their dreams typically don't end up achieving theirs. And if you ask me what's a higher price to pay, well, I would never want to gamble with financial freedom, time freedom, and the opportunity to travel the world and be an icon and an influencer to thousands of people, because that's exactly what can happen if you take this opportunity that I'm presenting to you seriously. So what do you say, brother? Do you want to be a player or a spectator? That's what I thought. Welcome to the team. Okay, so that is officially how I would answer those 4 questions. And again, I'm not saying that that's the way that you should handle them. I'm just saying that it is a way that you can handle those types of objections. See, a lot of times we act so stiff and we get so rigid when we're dealing with people. And what you need to realize is you have the gift, you have the opportunity. If you're in network marketing, you don't have to sell anyone on doing what you're doing. They should be selling themselves to you. And that's the type of posture and position of strength that I choose to come from with every encounter of every single person that I deal with. So you're welcome to try it on for size and see if it's you. And listen, I understand that some of this stuff, it may not suit your personality, and that's fantastic. Be you, be your best version of you is all I'm saying, and have a little posture, have a little swag, and have a little fun. Because listen, if you're not having fun, you're not doing this thing right. All right, so if you got some value from this video, I'd love to hear from you. And if you have some objections you'd like to hear how I would answer, feel free to drop them in a comment below, and maybe I'll shoot a video and dedicate it to you in the future. And by the way, if you dig this video, you dig my style, and you want to learn more from me and stay in touch and see my other content and trainings, be sure to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and subscribe to my YouTube channel and blog. I've got tons of free content there that I'm sure you'll enjoy. And if there was anything that you really liked in this video and you didn't get a chance to completely get it down, maybe you want to take notes, you can always save this video if you're watching it on Facebook, or you can go ahead and add it to a playlist or like it on YouTube, so that way you can come back to it later and maybe take notes. And if you do happen to be watching this video on Facebook, you can always feel free to tag anyone in a comment below, share this video in your groups, and you can do the same thing with my videos here on YouTube. So that being said, I'm Cesar Rodriguez. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to hearing from you in the comments. Take care and have an awesome day.